Okay, hey everyone. So, look what I have here. It's the Valk Power from the Cubicle.us. There you go. This is not the magnetic version because I wanted to feel the non-magnetic version. I'm gonna put some magnets in it, see how that feels, and then I'm gonna set it up with some coatings, see how that feels, and then I'm gonna have my final verdict after everything. It's like Jay-Z once said he was mad at all these reviewers because you can't really review an album in like a few days. You really have to like listen to all the songs, analyze everything, and like really get a feel for it. So I think Rubik's should be the same, cubing things. So first look, I literally just got this from the box. And the packaging is fantastic. Just like with Moyu, they have like magnets in their boxes. Well, the Valk has 2 magnets, so like 4 magnets maybe? But like, it's really cool. The packaging is top notch. I love what they're doing. So the first thing I want to do is really look at the pieces. So, the inner feet, 3.1, that's the same. The torpedo is the same. Now the biggest difference is there's the hole is gone, but some of the plastic has been scooped out, so it's even lighter, but stronger. I think this would be called a fluting. Less friction grooves, or if you can call them that. No, they're the same and they're in the same spot. The filleting is a little different, so there's less plastic in contact with the Valk Power along this side. So the fillet, which is like the roundedness, it's a little bit more rounded off, or at least the way it is rounded off differently. These come pre-lubed, they're pretty nice. What's interesting to me is like that center part, they've completely changed the design, and in their promotional stuff they used a different way of molding it, so now you don't have the seam, so it will be smoother. From an engineering standpoint, it is definitely going to be smoother. You'll see that the things, they just come off. So unlike previous cubes, like the GTS caps, this resembles more like the unreleased Mars caps. They come off pretty easy. And once they come off, this part comes off. That's what I was suspecting would happen. I don't know how it is in the Valk Power M, but the design is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The engineers at Chi-Yi really know what they're doing. You'll notice that it's primary plastic, so it does feel better. Feels softer and smoother. I'll find that piece later, and I'll do an average. Oh, here it is. So the corners are basically the same, except the holes are gone. And you notice, if you've seen Chi-Yi's promotional video, which is like really cool, you'll notice that too. So the way you disassemble these is you take something to pry up the little cap at the end, and then once you take off that cap, this pops off. And once that pops off, you have 3 shells just like any other cube. And that, by doing it that way, you don't get a seam on the feet, which isn't too much of a big deal in my opinion, physics-wise. And the inside is more or less the same as the old Valk. I see some indentations for magnets, and that's pretty interesting. I would love to see the insides of the M, but we'll play around, put some more own magnets in there and see what happens. So that's some Cubicle stuff, some angstrom stuff. I've been playing with various coatings, like a lot of stuff lately, like the past 4 days have been nothing but coating experiments. Those sucked, but hopefully I'll have coated cubes soon. I already have a shipment of things from the wholesaler, so I have like a bunch of GTS 2s, but they still need to be coated and processed, but hopefully we'll have coated 3x3 soon on angstrom, just like everyone asked. But for now, we're going to talk about Valk Power. So, what I love the most, above all else, is the logo, because a lot of people use the overlays, and I hate overlays. Overlays are the worst. Overlays are death. I hate how they peel up and I hate how they feel, and that's partially why I made the laser engravings for logos, but this is like a printed logo, so I love that they're bringing back the printed logo. I wish people would bring that back more. So yeah, I'm gonna do an average with this, see what happens, put some magnets in. I'll just do an average with it fully set up. But so far, Valk Power is amazing. It has that new half metal core, and it has the reinforcing arms just like Moyu. And honestly, I love this thing. I think we're finally starting to see the next generation of cubes. Like the Gans SM, the Power, and eventually, soon a cube from Moyu. It's gonna be pretty crazy. Cubing is just, it's only gonna get better from here. So far my impression is the Power is great. It's amazing. So we're gonna see how it performs after some magnets and coating. So see y'all in a bit. Okay, so I'm back. So this cube, I just put magnets in it, and it reminded me of a cool story. So it was the most coolest thing because when Chi was making this and they were thinking about doing it, they actually asked Cubicle about what magnets are good to use, and I was like, you gotta go with light, thin, wide magnets. And we gave them some diagrams and things, and it was the coolest thing to be able to work with them. And like the magnets and their positioning, it was the most surreal thing to be able to give input into that. So this now has magnets. I put my personal Angstrom logo on there. I'll put it there to focus. It is the Valk Power. It has a really nice feel from the primary plastic, so instead of coating it like I said I would, I really want to feel it as it is now. And what I noticed is it's really solid. One of the things I didn't like so much about the original Valk is that it was so light, and after a while it got really nice, but like there was a certain light feeling to the Valk, I would say. Hard to describe, but this, it's a solid cube. I also need to shave, but it's as if you combined all the good things from the GTS2 with the original Valk. All the changes they put in their video, this has the new brass inserts in the core, and the screws are thinner, but like I said earlier, everything else is practically the same. They've made very few changes, like mechanism-wise. The weight's higher, feels solid. They have shells now, better tolerances. So let's do an average of say 24 and see what happens. So barely any warm-up. Let's get started. And I've been really out of practice lately, so I'm thinking like high 12. If not, I'm gonna surprise myself. So far, I really like the Gans feeling. So here's my die-coated Gans. You see black internals, and I really love this cube. And I'm so used to this one, so we'll see how I do on the Valk Power. Okay, that was a bad first one. Let's start over. For real this time. And I'll just talk about my impressions about this cube. So, like I said, I literally just finished setting this up. It's lubed with only Gravitas right now. And let's see. That wasn't too good. I'll go with it this time. I still have to get used to this cube, and I'm also pretty sleepy. This is a good scramble, though. And then I messed it up. I'm locking up for some reason. I don't know why. I still have to get used to the feel. I think after a few days I will coat this cube just to get the different feel. It's really sloppy for me. There's something about this cube. I think it might be the primary plastic or something, but I'm still not used to it. It also could be the stickers. Like right now I'm really used to the Gans classic SM scheme. That's probably my favorite scheme right now. Whoops. That was a really bad solve. But hey! My average is like low 12, which is really surprising. It feels like I'm doing really bad. Really, it feels like I'm doing really poorly, but my times are good. So I'd really like to see what my times would be like once I get used to this thing. Like, I'm making like 2-3 mistakes each solve, and somehow my average... Oh, there we go, it's high 12 now. 13 even. Ooh. Oops, messages. Probably shouldn't put that online. Oops. I thought that I just... Okay. Internet's being weird. But it's local recording. So I'm gonna hand scramble and start over. As you can see in this video, like, my music just froze. Oh wait. There we go. Okay, how many times... that was a bad mistake. That was like an M8. How many times can people say they made an M8? So M-slices felt a little weird. I might do the washer trick on this cube just to see what happens. Like, I haven't had a solve, well, very few of my solves so far have been like without errors. That one was without errors, and it was a bad TTLL. That would have been totally sub 10. Ooh. Whoa, that was pretty good. That was a good TTLL, but I stuttered. I can feel it. I'm gonna get sub 10. Like, I can sense it in my bones. Or not. Okay, that wasn't fun. But that's a low 12 average of 12. Which is pretty good. That's pretty good. That solve was like improvisation. I'm surprised I didn't mess it up. I did stutter, but the improv in that solve was crazy. That's a 10 average of 5. Holy crap, this thing is pretty good. Once you get used to it, it spins. 10-second average of 5. Oh my god. With like barely any practice lately. Alright. So I'm gonna do 24, so with about 7 more solves left. Not good. That was also really improv-like solve. Like, I was lucky that things worked out. Usually things don't work out that nice. I think I'm not pushing this cube hard enough. Like, I think I can turn it more forcefully. That wasn't good. Like, I flinched on the TTLL. Otherwise, that would have definitely been sub 10, because that was a... What's the third step in my method? TSLE. It was a TSLE skip. Oh, average of 24. So the average of 24 was low 12, which is pretty good with like the low amount of practice I've had. This cube feels solid, and I think you can really turn fast on it without like, you can probably really abuse this cube. Like I said, I'll probably have to do a little bit more experimentation, but for a cube just right out of the box, it comes wonderful. I really love the primary plastic. I don't know if you can see, it's too dark in my room, but already there are some friction grooves showing up on the primary plastic. Like, let me put it right here and try to get the camera to focus. I don't think it's possible. So the primary plastic is really soft, and it feels really premium. It feels more solid, more soft than any other 3x3 on the market right now. Qi has always done a good job with that, especially with the Galaxy. So bringing that to 3x3 was just the next logical step. I can't say enough about this cube. It's amazing. You should definitely get it at the Cubicle.us. So I'm probably gonna do a follow-up video where I coat this, play around with some settings and stuff. But all in all, it's a solid cube, highly reliable. You can spam it. Definitely get this cube. So see you.